Alright, well, hello everybody. Thanks for tuning in to my Let's Play on the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs Snapshot. This is still Snapshot 21W10A, and we're getting ready to build our iron farm. It's an easy iron farm without a lot of tough resources to get. And we're starting off here where we ended last episode with our villager loader and transport system. So up above, they drop down. We shoot a minecart out of this dispenser. It picks up the guy standing here and brings him to wherever we're going to run this track to. All right, so where we're going to run the track to today is we're going to build the iron farm. And we're going to build it over in the area of the spider spawner. And the reason we're going to do that is because while we're, killing spiders in the spawner and getting XP and collecting resources, then the iron farm will be functioning because it'll be within range of, it'll be loaded. And we're going to put it right next to the spider spawner. So here's a spider spawner. Now we're going to decorate this and make it look really nice. I want to use some of the, what do they call it? Is it stained glass? Because that you can see through it, but it doesn't let any light through. So that'll be great. So I haven't gotten any yet. I did find a amethyst geode, so I have the ability to make it. So we'll get on that soon and we'll make this look really good. In the meantime, this is a really easy spider farm. It doesn't take a lot of resources or a lot of time. Now, for that reason, it doesn't produce a ton of iron. But for a single player world, early in the world, it's great. It's great because it's nice and easy, and you can get some iron going. Okay, so first things first, we got to go up 8 blocks. So I already have one. I marked the center of this little space here. This incidentally was, since there's these abandoned mine shafts here, this was one of the, I forget what you call it, but the dirt room, I guess they refer to it as. And it was 8 by 8. I just expanded it 1 to make it a 9 by 9 so we have an easy center. And we need to go up 8 blocks for the first platform because we don't want... when the golems are spawning, we want them spawning where we want them, and if they're too close to the ground, they'll spawn outside of the spawner or the farm that we're making, and we don't want that. We want them to spawn where we are. Okay, so first thing we have to go 8 blocks. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and right here we're going to go ahead. Actually, we're going to place the block. We'll get rid of this one block here, and we will make the 8th block one of those. Okay, there we go. So we're 8 high. So first thing, we're going to do a 4 by 6, and we're probably going to have to clear a little bit more of this away. We seem to have a lot of room this way, so we'll make this the 4. Okay, here we go. So we got a 4 by 6 platform. Now I'm going to put a torch on here because it's already a little bit dark. We don't want anything spawning on us. Okay, so we're going to need to place down 3 beds. So it does. Well, I guess it matters. It doesn't necessarily matter, but the way I've arranged this, we're going to place them like so. Okay, so we got our 3 beds here. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move that torch over. All right, and this is going to be the channel where the villagers go. So there's going to be 3 villagers there. So now we need a little channel here to separate the villagers from the zombies. So we're going to do a row of slabs here. And then the zombie is going to stand over here. And then we're going to put a fence around this. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to go up. We need 2 blocks of clearance on the 3rd block. Then here, this easy way to space this out. Okay, so that's 2 blocks of clearance, and then we need to do. See, the bottom one there was a 4 by 6. Now we need to do 5 by 6 would be just fine. That gives us clearance for the iron to drop. So we're going to go ahead and mimic the one behind us, but we're going to go one more, or the one below us, but we're going to go one farther that way. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one going in that direction overhangs the landing below us by 1 block. The rest is the same. So this should be 6 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. Let's see. We have to figure out. We're going to leave the wall off 1 space here so we can get down there. Okay, so that block is just to get the wall started. Okay, and then like I said, we're going to break this out just temporarily so we can get up and down out of here. All right, next up, we need, well, we'll move that torch. Put the torch around the perimeter here. That way, they won't be in our way, but they'll still light it up. We don't want anything spawning up here before we're ready. We may have to raise that ceiling some as well. Okay, so we need to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go ahead and we'll put our first hopper in right here. This is going to be the collection system. We want it to face that direction. And we'll have to build up some blocks from below so that we can get to it. Okay, so that's all right. The rest of the work we have to finish on the lower level before we get to this level. Okay, so all right, let's get these placeholders out of the way. Okay, so we're going to have to get the villagers up here pretty soon. We got to get a wall around this one. Okay, so I left a little bit of the wall open so we can get the villagers over here. So what we need to do, we need to get the villagers in here, and before this will work, they need to sleep. So I need to get them to sleep one night first, and then we load in the zombie. So let's go ahead and collect our villagers. We're going to have to run some rails over here so that we can easily move them here. Okay, so we're back, and we have the tracks are completed. I did a test and sent the first guy up there, so our first villager is up there, getting some occasional zombie spawns and spider spawns over there. So it's a little annoying, but that's okay. We're working through it. And as you can see, I wonder if I left the valve open up there, because there's some additional villagers down here. Now, this guy is all grown up, but that's because when he came down, he was a baby villager, and they can walk right out of this thing. So that's okay. We got some. Maybe we'll get some zombified villagers out of the deal. All right, we need to get 2 more villagers over to the iron farm. So here's the first one. Well, what happened? What went wrong there? Maybe we'll try giving even a little bit more of a running start. All right, let's see how this works. There you go. Okay, that's villager number 2. We'll break them out when it's safe to do so. Okay, let's go get the last guy. All right, 3 villagers. Okay. All right, I'll break myself out once I get these guys out of here. That's perfect that it's nighttime, because we needed them to sleep. And now I don't have to have them fight to try to escape. Okay, so now we need to put a zombie up there once they've slept. So we just need to rearrange the track a little bit. Okay, now they've slept. So now we can get the zombie up here. It's going to be a little bit trickier because we have to get him out of that hole, but It's basically the same process as what we did with the last guy. Now, to make this a little easier on myself, before I get the zombie up here, I'm going to try to work a little bit more on this thing. Okay, so for now, this is where we're going to collect the iron from. We'll have to build a little ladder up here or something. Once we get some iron from this iron farm, then we can make this a little more convenient. But for right now, we're going to have the hoppers feed it over to here. So I need to shift click. Then we got a hopper dropping right into there. Now I need to get up a level. Okay, so now we're up here. Again, shift click, and then this hopper's facing that direction, so we need to run that one there. So now this one will collect. We'll do that in the last step. It will transport it over there and then straight down into the chest. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna build this out before I put the zombie in there, because once I put the zombie in there, it'll probably start spawning golems, and then I don't want them out of control running all over the place. So let me finish this top section here. And then we'll get down and put the zombie in, and it'll be just about ready to go. Okay, so I have to go get some signs real quick. Okay, so we've got to get a couple of posts here. One there, one there. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to make this a little bit taller. Okay, so once you got the posts in here, then we need to place our signs. We go on the top post and we go around the perimeter. Okay, now we're going to have to break out some of the ceiling because we need more room. Okay, well, I'm hoping that this is enough height. Let's see, where's that water coming from? Over here. I guess we'll find out. Well, you little son of a gun. They're pesky little buggers. Okay, so we got our 8 signs up there. Now we place a lava bucket on top of there. The signs will keep it in place. Okay, and then we're almost done up here. Okay, now we got to place a water bucket in each corner. Now everything is pushing towards the center. So when the golems spawn up here, and I might have to take some of the surrounding stuff out because they might spawn out outside of this kill box if I'm too close to it. Probably not, but just in case. Although, you know, it wouldn't be all that terrible to have a few free-roaming golems in here. But now this upper level is all done. So now we can get rid of this and hop on down. Alright, now somehow we got to get him in there. There you go, he's in there. Perfect. We're going to give him a little bit more room. Okay, now we're connected up, and we should be able to, if we can just give him a push without getting killed. Alright, we're going to take a couple of knocks, but we should be okay. There we go. He's on his way. Alright, so I have more digging out to do because these golems are, there's areas for them to spawn. I'm going to leave the zombie in the cart for the time being, in case I need to move him. Okay, so I got to break out some more blocks, and as soon as I get enough blocks broken out, there won't be anywhere for the golem to spawn except for up there. So I shall be back when I accomplish that task. All right, guys. After much effort and much correcting for my silly mistakes, I have this very simple iron farm turned into a double-decker iron farm because I made a mistake here in that I built it too close to these other structures. And really, one of the factors, let me just preface it, there's a golem right there. It's working just fine. As a matter of fact, I think this has got a higher spawn rate for golems, a little bit noisy, than the regular, the one that I had intended on building did. So that's kind of neat. So my mistake was I built it too close to my spider farm here. And really what you need is not only ideally 8 levels below the platform, but 8 levels above and 8 levels in, or 8 blocks, I'm sorry, in every direction of clearance all the way around. So clearly, I cannot move this monstrosity of the dual spider spawner. So I had some limitations there, and it's the funniest darn thing. So when I built the intended structure, which is this platform here. So this is a 4x6 platform that you saw me build, and I'm leaving him in there, and I'll explain why in a little bit. You shouldn't have to, but I'm just being cautious. So I built a 4x6 here. It's 6 long going this way, 4 wide. That way you got a row of beds, 1 row for these guys to walk, a row of slabs to separate them, and 1 row for the zombie, and then you surround it with a wall. And then above this, instead of a 4x6, you build a 5x6, so it's got 1 more block hanging over on whatever edge you want to place your chest. That way the chest hangs over, and everything else is the same, right? So you've got, I'll show you the construction on the one below. So I did that here, but it was too close to everything. So nothing wanted to spawn on that platform. No matter what I did, the golems kept spawning down here, and then once I capped everything off with slabs that was too close within spawnable range, then they stopped spawning altogether. So what I did was, well, if you want to spawn down here, fine. So I built a 9x9 platform, and I put this the exact same kill mechanism that I did up there, I put right in the middle of this one, but this one I did, since it's 9x9, dead center. And so now the golems alternate between the upper one and the lower one, and they spawn pretty regularly. Now, when they stop spawning, because I had placed this too close to the other structures, I had to pull the zombie out, let those guys sleep, and put the zombie back in. And it's been working fine ever since. So I've never had to do that with this before. I'm sure it's because I built it too close to stuff. But once it started spawning golems again, it's been just fine. Okay, so let's go take a look at the loot we've gotten so far. Now, I've only... I went into the double spawner there, and I killed spiders for a few minutes. I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Which incidentally, that spawner, I need to go with diamond armor and diamond tools next. So I think an enchanting setup is next up, because that thing just completely eats iron swords for lunch. But at any rate, I went in there and I killed spiders for a while, and I don't know. I was maybe in there for 10-15 minutes, and so let's see what we got. So this one here, we've got 46 iron, and it's a little cumbersome to get to the other one, but I built a little platform to walk on. As soon as I get more hoppers, I can put the chest on the ground. I just don't have enough iron to make enough hoppers for it to reach yet, so I have to walk over here. And 48 up here. All right, so I got more than a full stack of iron. So this actually is producing iron at a faster rate than just the single one. But let me go to a place where you can get a good look at the setup here. Okay, so here's the deal. So this big, since, like I said, I built the big platform underneath because they kept wanting to spawn on the ground, and that didn't help me because I couldn't convert them into iron. And once one spawns, if he doesn't get turned into iron, then no other ones spawn because there's not enough villagers to make another golem. So that was it. Now, I've noticed, like, occasionally it seems to have paused for a moment. That happens sometimes when I unload it and then reload it. So it's still, this farm, you know, I've always built it out above ground, out in the open, where there's plenty of room, at least 8 blocks in every direction around it, and it works flawlessly. So it's a little buggy in here because I built it too close to this stuff. Don't let that one discourage you from building this farm, though. It's a really effective, easy. I'm hearing that skelly around here somewhere. It's an easy to build early game. I mean, the hardest thing to get is iron to make the hoppers. Everything else, blocks and wood and beds. I suppose if you find a abandoned mine shaft, you get all the rails you need and the rail cart. But it's really pretty easy to do early game. If not, you just got to scrounge up some iron. You can make the rails and the cart to transport your villagers and that zombie. So, like I said, don't let my mistake of building this too close to structures discourage you from building this one. It's a great early game farm. It doesn't produce, you know, the mega iron that some of the big ones do, but those are a little more intensive to build. These are so easy, and so it's a good early game farm. All right, guys. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate it. If you've enjoyed these or learning anything or just enjoying watching me struggle through some of these, I'd appreciate a like on the video, maybe subscribe to my channel. I got lots of videos on there and lots more to come. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.